Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Today's going to be a little bit of a. Today was definitely a little bit of a learning curve. Um, let's go ahead and get into it. And if you guys are new here, this is the first video that you're kind of tapping into. I welcome you. My name is Demon. This is Demon's Domain. And if you stick around for the video, please make sure to consider, liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and leaving your thoughts, opinions, your 2 cents in the comments below. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive in what I wanted to talk about today. Given the fact that, again, I'm a 33-year-old dad of two daughters, my biggest passion is dancing, and I work a regular 9 to 5. Yes, I'm a manager at a vape shop. And I know when people, a lot of people, there's a huge majority of people that vape, but there's also an equally large, if not possibly larger, you know, mass majority that have a bad stigma or bad understanding when it comes to vaping. And I can understand why. And I'm not here to, you know, convince you otherwise or say that you're wrong or anything like that. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Everybody's, capable of doing their own research and having their own beliefs. And that's not necessarily what I was gonna get into. Given all that, it was just me kind of throwing in some extra detail on, I had a lot going on at work today. And I also had realized while I was doing these things, these, tasks of my job, that I've shared a lot of, my thoughts, my opinions, my outlook on specific things. I've talked a lot with these last, few videos, more than a few videos. I've, said that I've really had a strong passion for dancing, this, that, and the third, but I haven't shared much of what I do on a daily basis outside of, what I'm interested in. So I felt like I can dive a little bit deeper into what my actual life kind of, goes into. Because again, I am somebody that wants to be able to motivate anybody that feels, trapped within a regular, sorry, excuse me, that feels, kind of trapped in their regular 9 to 5, lifestyle. Okay, now let's zoom back out. And what I mean by that is, if you're wanting to start any type of creative venture or you're wanting to start, doing something more for yourself, just taking that leap of faith and having courage in order to just do it. You're not going to be great at it. You're not going to be successful at the very beginning. Like it's going to be messy and, just do it, with goes to anything. The job that you're at now, the job I'm at now, like I wasn't great. I wasn't, the perfect fit. I had to gain work experience, because it's a lot of, I have to have a lot of product knowledge. I have to be able to relate to customers, be able to give, you know, personal suggestions that can be tailored towards someone else's liking. And those are all things that I've gained, while being a server for 5 years at IHOP. I worked customer service at a job on base where I not only was a janitor, I was, the cart pusher, but I also did help customers with recommendations on specific, things that they were looking for. And I've done quite a few other jobs. Like I've had a lot of jobs, but I haven't had like a lot of jobs, right? I've had my fair share of work, but with each job I've had, except for like one, I've stuck with for at least a minimum of 3 years. I've been loyal to the work that I've, gotten myself into. And my current job being, manager of a vape shop, I started out as, a part-timer. I was the person that made sure the shop was clean and, everything was front-faced and stocked. And, over time, I, became manager. So just like, starting any new venture, you start at the very bottom. You start with zero, no resources, you know, maybe some knowledge, but fairly small, fairly small knowledge and no experience. So, it's just that I wouldn't even say leap of faith. Like you kind of just jump into things and, whether it works out or not is entirely up to you, your mindset, and the effort and energy you put towards it. And that goes with anything. I am I'm a firm believer that the only failure is here and because you either didn't adapt, and not like you specifically, just anybody, but you just didn't adapt and overcome the challenges that were presented to you. And not saying you failed, it's just more of maybe that wasn't for you, so you moved on to something else. But that's not the case when it comes to taking you know a challenge of wanting to become something or wanting to grow something that you have a passion or a deep interest in. Like that's all or nothing. That's all you. So you have nothing to do but, put all your chips in that basket. And just because it's not working out in a sense of, after some time you're not getting the results that you were kind of expecting or maybe hoping for, change your angle, and that's this whole process right now. My whole goal when I was starting this, because I had already had a YouTube channel prior, it was, you know, kind of revamping. I was still starting. I had only had like 45 videos, maybe 50 max, and now we're like at 105. And I told myself that I'm going to look back and see what's changed after 100 videos. And depending on who you'd ask, I guess some people could say now that I'm over 100, I can do that. But the 50 videos prior to what we started with the daily uploads, and for those of you that are new, I started uploading daily for the last almost 2 months now. And everything prior to that has been just a couple videos every now and then, like over years. I started this channel back in 2013. But continuing, I don't know if I really want to consider those past videos, right? Because it was more of just like I'm going to throw it out there. Hopefully I was just like kind of being young and naive. I was just wanting to do something and I put something out there thinking that it was dope, but then got discouraged because it didn't take off or go viral, right? So leaving that all out there, I slowed down drastically, quit, quote unquote, failed YouTube. And I'm saying failed in the sense of I wasn't consistent. I didn't pursue it in the way that I am now. So I think that I want to get to the 100 posts of the beginning of where I just started doing all this and look back and see how much has changed, what I've learned, like reflect on what I've learned and everything like that. Because I feel like that's where, everything starts to kind of differentiate itself. First 100 videos is, that's the ups and downs. That's going to be where everything, you know, figures, you test things out, you figure out what it is you're trying to do, and you see what works, you see what doesn't, you remove that, and do more of the good stuff. But even in a venture that's not YouTube, right? It's the same principles that apply. You try this out. Oh, it worked. Okay, now let's see if I can do more of that. And then you go about a different angle. Oh, that didn't work. So now I know not to do that in the future, or, at least at this moment. Like I could try that again later when I've established, credibility, an audience, following, a, fan base, a community. And it's the same thing. You do more of what works, you do less of what doesn't, and you just continue. You grow, and everything is just an experiment in the, first phase of your actions. And that's, how I am that's where I'm at. So, yes, I'm talking about, you know, noticing how people talk in. Sorry about that. I had a rather important text message kind of come through there. But yeah, so moving on from that, like I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, right? Everything's going to be messy. Not everything's going to be picture perfect. No, there's going to be no perfect, you know, way to get started. You just have to get your hands dirty. I've talked to plenty of people that have started, clothing lines, have built social media presences and stuff like that. Things that I, want to do for myself, but in my own way, for, dancing and making videos, right? And there's shout out again, Voss, can't ever say this enough. He's always been in my corner. He's seen more than a good handful of my videos, and when he knows, or when he sees something that, I don't really have much knowledge in, or, I can get better at, he's the first one to, hey, hey, hey. He's been in my corner since, and that's one of the jobs. I wasn't the best at it, it was just like I was in desperate need of, trying to help get some extra money in a tough time with my kid. And, he was, a good friend and allowed me to work for him for, a short period of time. And, I'm extremely thankful for that. And he's given me so much helpful advice and tips, and just, helped me pointed me in the direction of how I can do things and how to better myself to become who I wish to be, and guide me in the steps to kind of take in order to do all that. And, I'm extremely grateful, and I'm super thankful for that, for him. And, I apply that to these videos. And again, he's the first one to, say, like, hey, like, you should do more of this. You should do a little less of this. And I apply it, and, things tend to kind of work out. And I'm really wanting to kind of capitalize on that. So, what I'm really trying to get down to is, sharing more of like my actual day to day, not, to, put more, I don't know if I would say boring, that it could be interesting to somebody. I don't know. But, putting more of what I haven't really utilized, right? I strayed away from doing videos for so long because I felt like I spent majority of my time at work, and I felt like that would have just been boring. Nobody's gonna, want to see somebody talk in a vape shop. And I've seen videos of people talking in a vape shop in any type of setting, and which I would have thought was boring for, you guys to see. And it's worked out. It's just I wasn't confident in, like, I don't have a personality. I sound like a, like a robot. I just sound monotone all the time, unless I'm really, on one, and my voice is really animated, and I'm out here doing all this, and just like I don't feel like, I do this in real life. I act like this, and I have high energy, but I feel like there's so much of that, and I don't want to be looped into, seeming like a fake character. So I just strayed away from all of that. And so I just didn't like the setting. I didn't like, thinking that I can come off fake, right? And I never really got into it. So it's just been nothing until of just recent, and then now I'm coming to the thought of, oh, well, I can add this in there. And my whole thought, my whole purpose of even bringing that up is to show that, yes, I am a regular person with basic knowledge on a lot of things, and I'm just trying to do better. I'm trying to gain knowledge, trying to gain experience in order to succeed at the things that I want to succeed at. And I want that to be relatable to anybody that's watching, regardless of whatever it is your passion is, whatever venture you wish to go on. Just do it, like have the courage to, be okay with not being, the best at when you start. That's perfectly fine. Nobody's the best at when they start. Yes, some people maybe just have a talent, or they had a background in, videography, filmmaking, or editing, or, have really good, talking tactics and feel comfortable in any setting talking to a camera, whether it's, just alone in a room or in public, right? For years, I struggled with talking in front of people. There was a lot of and I still do that on camera, but I can't get better if I don't do it. And that's what the first 100 videos to me is supposed to be. That's me getting the minimal amount of experience to be able to become better. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on all of that. After I just sat there and talked about, yeah. So I don't want to take up any more of your time. I appreciate you guys for, kind of checking in, and I want to apologize for talking your ear off, but I felt like that was just something I needed to get out. Hopefully that helped any one of you, because, that's what I'm doing this for. I'm trying to better myself and show the steps along the way to help encourage you to, do something that you want to do for yourself. Stop being afraid. Have the courage to just, do it. Just start, right? So, yeah. And that's it. So, again, thank y'all for coming back. And again, for those that are, new here and you've made it this far after me talking your damn ear off, I greatly appreciate you. If, any of you found any of this helpful and you want to kind of continue watching the growth, or you want to stick around and see what I got coming up, make sure to please consider liking this, subscribing to the channel, and then leaving a comment. Show me some, or share with me your experiences, on what it is that what you got going on, or, what have you tried to do. Let me know your opinions, your thoughts on what I was just talking about. So, yeah, that's it, guys. So, this was a filler vlog, kind of. Like, this was like the epilogue? No, this is just like what was going on in my brain for me to come to the realization of doing something for the future. So, kind of a filler, Yeah. I'll catch y'all tomorrow, man. Oh, and before I forget, please make sure to always keep your friends close, but keep your demon closer. Catch you tomorrow.